Unlike a blank notebook, it's hard to repurpose something that already has writing in it. How can you use up the remaining pages while staying organized and keeping track of the info inside? Here are easy ways to make use of those partially filled notebooks, plus some extra tips. 1. Make a scratchbook. Treat your notebook like a bunch of scratch paper. You can use it to practice calligraphy or handwriting, test your knowledge of a new language, or doodle mock-ups. And don't limit yourself based on your notebook sheet style. Just let loose. Want to make the most of partially used pages? Cover up existing writing with sticky notes or memo sheets, then draw or write over them. Besides hiding stuff you don't want to see, they'll also give the sheet a unique look, adding extra dimension to the page. 2. Create an indexing system. For a more organized approach, create an indexing system for your notebook. You don't have to limit your notebook to just one use. Try viewing it as a binder with a variety of themes. Divide up the notebook by adding a page flag or index tab on the first unused page. Dedicate at least one full page to an index. To keep your notebook organized, write down a title or short summary of the information on a given page along with the page number. We also recommend writing dates for every new entry. When you've completed the notebook, label the date range on the cover. Later on, you'll be able to flip through it to look back on notes and memories. 3. Keep an everyday carry memo. A smaller, pocket-sized notebook can function as an everyday carry memo. Instead of typing notes on your phone, jot down passing thoughts like easily forgettable tasks or project ideas. When tasks have been completed, scratch out or check off the items. Your notes don't need to be polished or look super neat. After all, you're trying to use up the pages, not show them off. If your notebook is spiral bound or perforated, tear out the sheets as you use them. It'll feel satisfying when you've run out of paper and finally finish the notebook. 4. Repurpose the paper. Just because your paper is inside a notebook doesn't mean you have to keep it there. Depending on your paper size and printer, you can convert the sheets into printer paper. Some printers have options for international size sheets, such as B5, A5, and A4. Make sure to test before printing, and be careful with extra slick paper, since they may jam. Besides printing, you can also remove blank pages and add them to a notebook or binder system you're actively using, like a Traveler's Company Traveler's Notebook or Mark System Planner binder. You can hole punch the sheets if necessary. 5. Try different writing instruments. Figure out why you're not using your notebook. If the writing experience feels unpleasant, it might be that your pen or pencil is incompatible with the paper. For example, paper that's too slippery may feel better with pencils, rollerball pens, or ballpoints. After testing out different writing instruments, you might find a pen or pencil that works much better in your notebook. Don't like the paper even after testing other pens? Consider sharing your notebook with friends to let them sample the paper. Pass the notebook around in friend circles. Maybe your friend will take a liking to the paper instead. 6. Make a new notebook. If you simply want a fresh start, make a completely new notebook with the paper. It'll be a fun DIY project, and you don't need to know complex bookbinding. The notebook can be as simple as a thin, staple-bound booklet. This method works best with notebooks that have tearable or perforated sheets, since the pages will be uniform. Once you've removed the sheets, fold them in half, then stack them together. Place thicker construction paper on the bottom of the stack to act as a cover if you'd like. Finally, staple along the crease line, and you're done. These booklets also work as charming handcrafted gifts for friends. And now for some general tips. Keep your notebook close by. When you're trying to use up a notebook, keep it in an area that you frequent. It'll be easier to reach for and takes less effort to access than if it's on the other side of the room. Our own videographer Josh keeps a notebook at his desk to practice handwriting and calligraphy while he waits for videos to render. Choose your next notebook wisely. If you're having trouble finishing notebooks, consider your personal habits. Do you write or draw infrequently? Does it take forever to finish a single notebook? If the answer to both questions is yes, a smaller, thinner notebook will be easier to complete. Another option is a refillable notebook since you can customize how many sheets are inside. The Kokuyo Campus Smart Ring Binder notebook comes with 10 sheets to start with, so you'll use them up in no time. If it's the sheet style that didn't appeal to you, there are plenty of other options. Try a wider rule or dot grid instead of graph. You might find a new favorite. How would you fill up half-empty notebooks? Let us know in the comments. All featured notebooks are linked in the description. You can find more tips and guides like this at JetPens.com, the place for pen and stationery lovers. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe.